Welcome to the Toy Rewind Podcast with your hosts, the Brothers Newland. Now, let's talk toys.
Hello, everybody. I'm Michael.
I'm John.
And I'm Andrew. And you're listening to Toy Rewind Podcast. Just a little spot where the three of us like to get together and talk about toys from our childhood and get a little history lesson about how those toys got created, ended up in our houses, and just kind of details about the toys. This week, we rewind back to 1988 with an empty stomach to devour the Mattel-released Food Fighters. This one's going to be fun. I actually remember these a little bit as me and John were looking at some while ago. Plus, I had pancakes for dinner, so fun. It's just a little update. About 6 inches of snow yesterday between starting the other night, so I've been out shoveling and my hands are cold, but it's all good. So,
what happened to getting the blowtorch?
Yeah, where's your blowtorch?
With 6 inches of snow, the blowtorch takes a little bit.
Oh.
So like it's nice. I shovel it and then hit it with the blowtorch, but I didn't get a chance to blowtorch it yet. So I shovel it to get the most of it out of the way because it's real easy when it hasn't been compacted. But yeah, the blowtorch will probably come in handy tomorrow. So when I get a chance to get out there. So
it's been nice here, but it just got cold today again. It
got cold
again. Yeah.
Cold. You guys don't know what cold is. I've been sporting
anything below 60.
It's like
I've been sporting my Toy Rewind beanie. See, here cold is anything under like 30.
Yeah,
it has to get under freezing.
No. Yeah, it's 44. Feels like 39 here.
Yeah,
so
it's cold.
It's cold.
I got a fire going out there, so Megan's enjoying it. Yeah, 16.
16 degrees. And your moon's made out of cheese on that.
Yeah, 16 degrees feels like 6.
Feels like 6. Yeah.
But I'll tell you, once it hits like 20, you don't know the difference. You can't tell. Mom disagrees with that.
It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. That's all you know.
Yeah, your body can't tell the difference. Mom disagrees with that. She told me that last time she was up here. That she's like, no, I can tell it's colder, and I'm like, no, that's because you're not used to this kind of cold.
It's colder than it is here.
Yeah. So yeah, once you hit that 20, you really can't tell the difference. You don't stay out there long enough to tell the difference. So, anything else? Anything else going on with you guys?
No.
Michael's over. He's over here wearing his KB toys.
Your gutter picture's kind of different than what they usually are.
I didn't do anything different.
Really?
We just signed on. This is the order we signed on when John was chatting with a friend when we got on. So now you've confused me, John. Now he's over here.
Yeah.
And so John was out. But
we're in order. It's just I'm in the middle on the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
We made it through Valentine's Day and Super Bowl, Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah.
Daytona 500 Daytona 500 is this weekend, this Sunday. Woo!
Shout out to the Eagles for playing a good game, almost winning.
Go Chiefs!
They should have won. Sorry, Dad. I was rooting for the Eagles, mostly just because you were rooting for the Chiefs. But that's about it. I did not have a horse in the game, so.
So what about the halftime show? What did y'all think?
I wasn't impressed.
It was okay.
No, wait. I
wasn't impressed, but yeah.
The only thing I liked about the halftime show was the floating.
The guys dancing up there the whole time. That was pretty cool.
And that was it. Just because it was different from any other stage we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because it was just floating in the air with wires and stuff.
The cables,
but but that's it. I'm not. I could care less about her umbrella and stuff like that. So
not even. I don't know. Rihanna. I mean, she's got good songs, music, whatever. Yeah, she's a good artist. It just was a lacklustering halftime show to me.
Yeah, the dancing and all that. I didn't like any of it. So.
When's the last halftime show that we had one artist sing?
Yeah, because they've had several years have been multiple artists.
There's usually one headliner, and then the other people filter kind of in. It was just kind of it wasn't.
Yeah, there
wasn't anything to be.
Factor.
Yeah, the only thing she'll be remembered for is the fact that was her birth announcement, or not her birth announcement, her pregnant announcement. Yeah. So that's about it. Other than that, that was okay. Who sang at the? I don't even remember what number the Super Bowl it was. Nobody will remember until they're like, "Oh no, that was the one where the red
pregnant
thing,
lady
Rihanna sang." I don't know. So
with the marshmallows dancing around her.
Yeah,
that was one thing that they were referred to as. There's a bunch of other things that they were referred to as too, but we won't go into that. We're going to talk about toys.
All right, let's go back to toys.
John, before we can talk about toys, you do your thing.
All righty. So check our websites over at toyrewindpodcast.com and over at crossthestreamsmedia.com. As always, if you're on Cross the Streams Media, you can leave us a voicemail over there. And you can email us at toyrewindpodcast@gmail.com. Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch is all Toy Rewind Pod. Facebook and YouTube is Toy Rewind Podcast. Still got to put the podcast on there, make sure that's full so to get straight to us. And then if you're looking for something to do while you're listening to us or watching us, you can go to podcastbingo.com/Toy Rewind and play. And then if you do play and get a bingo, don't get a bingo, get a blackout, get one square, let us know.
One square. They would already get one square if they were playing, because I did say shout out to Mom.
Yes, you did.
And I guess shout out to Dad for his secondary team winning the Super Bowl.
Right. I don't think his first team will ever win for a long time.
They beat Brady. I mean, and then Brady cried and retired again. Whatever. All right, so no more football talk because we're out of football. We can talk about hockey all day long. Our NASCAR's coming up. We can do that.
Baseball. Baseball. The pitchers and catchers reported to spring training, so I'm excited about this season
already
for the Rangers. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, should be a good season for us this year. Yep.
Yeah, the Rockies should hopefully do good if we can get pitchers to actually last a full, maybe 2 innings.
Yeah. They ended up about the same as the Rangers last year, but I think they had identical records almost right at there. I think
I would doubt that.
But Rangers have got good pitching.
Are they in the same league, Michael? I don't even know what the Rockies are in, to be honest. Okay,
no,
so we could see
national.
Let's go for that. Let's have a Rangers Rockies World Series.
Yeah, you could see that.
Then I would win. No, then I would win. I would be fine either way. I would be just fine. Oh no, I don't think it's gonna happen. It's like I'm also rooting for.
It could happen, but it ain't going to.
I'm also rooting for a Cowboys Broncos Super Bowl, but it ain't never gonna happen because the Cowboys can't get there. So I still hope for it. All right, well, enough about sports. We're a toy show. Let's talk about some toys. So you guys ready?
Yes. Yeah, let's go for it.
Sure. All right. Let's rewind and get into it.
All right, this week we are going to talk about food fighters, not the Foo Fighters, food fighters.
Dave Grohl may be happy we were talking about him.
Because every time I typed in food fighters, the first however many things looks on the Google was all Foo Fighters. I'm all, no, I don't need Foo Fighters. So then you had Fighters toys, and then it popped up. So
I wish I would have thought about that. I would have gotten maybe a little intro from the Foo Fighters just to play, just to. I didn't think about it. So
I really like the Foo Fighters. They're one of my favorite rock groups. So modern rock groups. So yeah. But anyway, so Food Fighters, like Andrew said, was released by Mattel in 1988. The line consisted of 10 figures and 3 vehicles. It also was to have a refrigerator playset, but it was never produced. So we didn't get to see it. It was in the advertisements and stuff like that, but it never got produced at all. The figures were split into two groups. You had the good guys and the bad guys. So the good guys were kitchen commandos, and the bad guys were refrigerator rejects.
Okay, wait. So it's kitchen commandos and refrigerator rejects. They missed the mark by not spelling commandos with a K.
No, it is
spelled with a C. They missed the mark. They could have done commandos. Didn't we see that with the Karate Commandos? With
was it
Chuck
Norris's? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they did that.
So they missed the mark here. Come on, Mattel.
Or they could have spelled kitchen with a C. I mean, you could.
No, that's too weird. That's too weird.
All right,
been like a kit. Yeah, that's weird.
So what was different about these guys? They're like I said, the 80s, everything had a gimmick. So these guys, these were and the late 80s. If you're looking at 88, 89, 90, we talked about the Barnyard Commandos, you got your Ninja Turtles, all that kind of stuff were animals. Well, this was anthropomorphic foods. So it was foods that were brought to life instead of animals, or animals already alive, but instead of being a human version of the animal, this was food that was turned into a human version of the food. So
I'm glad you cleared that up, Mike.
I'm glad I cleared that up too. So these guys were, like I said, different types of anthropomorphic foods dressed in military gear. The bodies of these figures were made of a softer plastic, kind of like I guess like a dog toy. It was really soft. You could squeeze it because it was hollow in the middle.
I don't know what toys you get your dog, but mine's not soft.
Well, you get like a squeaky toy with no squeaky in it is what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Well, John, I think you've got a different kind of dog than what we have.
But they also, but the arms and the legs of these guys were a harder plastic, like your normal. So, let's see. So you could tell which group, which figure belonged to which group. It was bad, or if it was the Kitchen Commando refrigerator rejects by the color of their boots and then sleeves, as well as their helmets, all matched. So the Kitchen Commandos, they had black boots and then green sleeves, or if they had pants, they were green, and their helmets were green. The refrigerator rejects had brown boots and then had black sleeves or pants and helmets. So you can kind of tell the two. And like I said, there was 10 of them. There was 5 in each group, so it wasn't really that difficult. So all the figures came with a backpack and a gun as accessories. The card art featured the logo top center of the card. It said Food Fighters, right up top in the middle, and then around that logo, it illustrated all the figures were illustrated in a battle scene around that logo, and then above the figure itself. Much of the artwork on these cards was actually done by Earl McCarthy. He is also the guy that did the illustrations on the card backs of the Motu figures, Masters of the Universe. So, which we know was Mattel as well. So that's probably how he got to do those. The tagline was that it was also written on the front of the card was "Combat at its kookiest." So, the back of the cards had a little description of the character, and then a bio card, which was similar to G.I. Joe, but the bio card is actually called a food freshness file. So the file card or food freshness file card. And then on the bottom of the back of the card had the rest of the figures and vehicles pictured on the back that said "Collect all the Food Fighter troops." So it's pretty your normal card back with all the trying to get you to buy all of them. So
of course,
yeah. Let's see. So no, that's pretty much what the figure was kind of made of, what it came with, what the card was like. So we'll get into each figure a little bit and talk about each one. So what I got wrote down in my notes is just pretty much stuff from the file card that was on the back of the card. Now, like each one has a big paragraph description of the like the characteristics of that character. But that was so much, and I'm not going to go over all that. So we start with the Kitchen Commandos. The first one, we got a hamburger. So the hamburger's name is Brigadier General. So he's the general of the group. So he's a hamburger. He's got his mouth it's got the patty with some ketchup and stuff hanging out of it.
It's supposed to be his mustache.
Yeah, it's like a mustache.
I get it. Yeah, I was like, that's a little messy. Okay, but it's his mustache. Okay.
It's that bright red, but it's supposed to be a mustache across there. And all of them's got their fist with the hole where they can stick a gun in either hand. So both of them are the same. So it's not like there's any difference. On the back of every figure, there's a hole where they come with the backpack, and the backpack got a little peg, and it sticks on the back of the figure as well. So a lot of these, and then they have little peg holes in their feet that we'll get to when we talk about the vehicles. You can actually set the figures in the vehicles on those peg holes with pegs on the vehicles. So, but let's talk about Brigadier General here. So his nickname is Ham. He was born, and all these have their born. So there's a couple I got some questions about, but so he was born in Ground Round, Oklahoma, is where the hamburger is from.
Okay.
His strengths, he meets any challenge. His weakness is sweet pickle relish. I love sweet pickle relish on hot dogs and stuff, but I've never had it on a hamburger. So
Never put it on a hamburger.
never put it on a hamburger. That's something different.
Hey, are you saying you've never done it, John, or never do it?
I've never done it.
Oh, okay. I just couldn't tell if you were trying to be like, don't do it. Just want to make sure.
No. To each their own, but I don't think I would.
I think just the sliced pickles on a hamburger is good. I don't think you need
Right.
any relish. Relish is for hot dogs. So
That's true.
yeah. So his life goal is to defeat the Mean Wiener, which is the leader of the bad guys. So we'll get to him here in a minute. Yeah. So he's got a hobby. They all have hobbies. So his hobby is selling barbecue grills as hubcaps. So I don't know where they came up with that. So his quote, they all have quotes. So his quote is to go where no burger has gone before. I wonder where they got that from. So that's a little description of Brigadier General. So, all right. So the next character he's a slice of pizza. His name is Private Pizza. And his nickname is Pizza the Gut. So sounds like Jabba the Hutt to me, but Pizza the Gut. He was born in Pepperoni, Pennsylvania. His strengths is he's got bulletproof crust. Weakness, he loves anchovies. That's his weakness. His goal in life is to make a lot of dough. And then his hobby is shopping for new toppings. And then he's got a quote, a pizza in the oven is worth 2 on delivery. So I don't know where they come up with this stuff. So, okay, so that's Brigadier. That's a Private Pizza. If you look at him, he's just a slice of pizza with pepperoni and mushrooms on him. He's got an eye patch. I guess his eye patch is made out of a pepperoni as well.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then he's got a backpack and a gun that comes with him. I don't know which gun goes with what. It just says they're guns, and some of them look like machine guns. Some look like pistols. It's just different.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. All right. So the third figure for the Kitchen Commandos is a chicken leg, and his name is Lieutenant Leg. So he's just a chicken leg, and then the bone part that sticks out the top, that's where his head's at, and his main body is the meat part of the chicken leg. He's got some bandoliers on with there's like grenades, and then some little bullet holders as well. But so his file card, so his nickname is Big Cluck. He was born in Gobble Gobble, Georgia. Now this is a chicken leg, not a turkey leg. So I don't know why they say Gobble Gobble, but yeah, Gobble Gobble, Georgia. His strength is he kicks the enemy. I guess because he's a chicken leg. Weakness, he's easily plucked. His goal in life is to set every chicken free. His hobby is playing drumsticks. And then his quote is "Birds of a feather fight together." So that is Lieutenant Leg, not Lieutenant Dan, but Lieutenant Leg. Okay, so the fourth guy in the Kitchen Commandos, he's an ice cream cone, and his name is Sergeant Scoop. So it's an ice cream cone. He's got vanilla ice cream and chocolate ice cream on top. His nickname, like I said, his name is Sergeant Scoop, but his nickname is Lickety Split. He was born in Melts-A-Lot, Montana. His strength is he's cool under fire. His weakness is he's got a drippy personality. His goal is to lick the world. His hobby is making banana split. And then his quote is, "It's not whether you win or lose, it's how you slurp your cone." So, but like I said, he's got vanilla ice cream with chocolate ice cream on top, which has got his face in it. His cone looks like a normal ice cream cone with the cross lace at the bottom part, but the top part looks like a throwing star or something. I don't know what that is.
That's what I would say. It's like not really sure.
Yeah. Then he's got a grenade, and then he's got his army. What do you call those? The little
Ranking.
Yeah, the ranking on like you see on his sleeves and stuff. It's right there on the cone. So he comes with a gun and backpack as well. But this one actually has a variation as well. Instead of chocolate ice cream on top, it has an orange variation. So I guess it's kind of like a sherbet, orange sherbet. So this guy's got two different variations. He's got the chocolate and the orange. And usually the second variation is a harder to find for these guys, the short run. So the orange is a little bit harder to find on him. Okay, so the last guy and the last figure in this, the Kitchen Commandos, is a chocolate donut, and his name is Major Munch. So he's a donut with chocolate frosting across the top. The hole in the middle is his mouth. He's got his tongue hanging out, and he looks like he's yelling at something. But his nickname is Doughboy. He was born... This is what I don't understand. He was born in Sweet Roll, Cincinnati. But Cincinnati is a city, not a state, like the others have all been states. So I guess it would be Sweet Roll, Ohio, is what I would think it would be. But it says Sweet Roll, Cincinnati. So, so his strengths: he rolls over the enemy. His weakness is he has a big mouth, which is the hole in the middle. And his goal in life is to dunk himself in chocolate milk.
I mean, donuts and chocolate milk makes sense.
I guess so. Yeah, it makes sense. His hobby is putting holes in everything. And then his quote is, "You can't lead a donut to milk, but you can't make him dunk. So you can lead him to milk, but you can't make him dunk." So
Yeah.
that was him.
I never thought about dunking a chocolate donut in chocolate milk.
Not really, but I mean, okay.
I mean, I drink chocolate milk with my donuts, so
Yeah,
But
but you don't dunk it.
I've never thought about dunking. Well, usually when I'm drinking chocolate milk, it's in a little
Right.
container where the hole is not big enough to dunk anything in. So, but anyway, this one has a variation as well. It's kind of a purpley, where the chocolate frosting is on top. It's more of a purple, but I think it's supposed to be red. It's like a strawberry glazed donut is what it's supposed to be, but it's more of a purpley color. So he's got a second variation as well. So that's all the kitchen commandos. So you had we're going to record. You had a hamburger, a pizza, a chicken leg, an ice cream cone, and a chocolate covered donut or strawberry.
These are all the good guys.
Yeah, those are the good guys. So let's talk about the refrigerator rejects. Now these guys are supposed to be the bad guys. So the leader of the group is Mean Wiener. He's actually a hot dog. His nickname is Mad Dog. He was born in Pig's Knuckle, Iowa. His strength is supersonic barking. I guess because he's a hot dog. I guess so barking. So his weakness, he likes his stomach scratched. So, his goal in life is to grill Brigadier General. And then his hobby is throwing water balloons filled with mustard. Now that's kind of messy there. Yeah, that's not. Especially that mustard, it stains too, doesn't it? But then his quote is, "Ask not what your hot dog can do for you, but what you can do for your hot dog." So, I don't know.
Right. Put some pickle relish on it.
Sweet relish on it. Yeah.
That's sweet relish.
So that's Mean Wiener, and like I said, these guys come with a backpacking gun as well. So the next guy we have French fries. You have a thing of French fries. So this guy, I guess it's the fries is more of a hair, but he's in the little fry container that you get like at McDonald's or Burger King or whatever, Whataburger. But that's what's really his face is on, and he's got this kind of grimace looking mouth. I don't know, it's some glasses. He's got some shades on or something like that. But he looks a little bit different from the others. His hat fits on top of one of the fries sticking out of his head. So, but his name is Fat Frenchie. So his nickname is Ketchup Head. He was born. Where do you think he was born? What state do you think he was born in, guys? Any guess?
Ketchup, New Jersey.
No.
I feel
Idaho.
like it's got to be New Jersey.
He's a potato. He's Idaho. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
He was born in Spud Bucket, Idaho.
I mean, but he's he's a bunch of potatoes, and he's also the container.
Yeah. Let's see. Where was that? Oh yeah. So he's born in Spud Bucket, Idaho. His strength is deadly spud breath. His weakness is he likes hamburgers, and the hamburger is on the opposite team, so he likes He likes hamburgers. So his goal in life is to change his nickname, which is Ketchup Head. And then his hobby, he likes playing hot potato. And then quote: people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw spuds. So don't throw your potato if you live in a glass house. So that's Fat Frenchie there. All right, so the next guy we have is a chocolate chip cookie, and his name, there he is. He looks like an angry cookie. He's got a black belt on with bullets and grenades and stuff hooked on it. But yeah, he just looks angry. So his name is Chip the Ripper. So his nickname is Batter Breath. He was born in Chocolate Gulch, Colorado. So not far from you, Andrew. Wherever.
Not far. I know exactly where Chocolate Gulch is. I was there last week.
You were there last week. Is that where Willy Wonka gets some of his chocolate from as well?
Yeah. Right out of the gulch.
Chocolate gulch. It just kind of flows right into his chocolate river. So his strength, he's one tough cookie. His weakness, he has a sweet tooth. His goal in life is to have his cake and eat it too. Although he's a cookie, you figured he'd want to eat it. I don't know. All right. Hobby. His hobby is lounging in ice cream. So he likes ice cream. Which the ice cream guy is a good guy too. So
yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I don't know. So maybe they get along if they actually wanted to. So his quote is, "That's the way this cookie crumbles." So
that's the way this cookie crumbles.
Yeah. So this is another one that has a variation to it. So the variation of this guy is a chocolate cookie with white chocolate chips instead of the regular cookie with chocolate chips, milk chocolate.
I thought
chips.
it was a macadamia.
Is it macadamia? It has white spots.
Macadamia.
Okay, maybe. Okay, so it's a
That
chocolate.
That makes more sense.
Chocolate cookie with macadamia nuts. Okay,
Yeah.
We'll go with that. It just has white spots where the chocolate.
Yeah, that's what I read. One it said it was macadamian. So
okay, all right. So we've got two more guys here for the bad guys. So the next guy is he's a stack of pancakes. His name is Short Stack. So his nickname is Flat Top. He was born in Waffleville, Wisconsin. His strength is he's the top griddle gunner. Weakness, he melts like butter in battle. So he's not much of a battle guy, I guess, if he melts like butter.
No.
And then his goal in life is to become a short order cook. And hobbies, juggling waffle irons. And then his quote, "What goes up sometimes sticks to the ceiling." So, but he's just a stack of donuts. So you got stack of
donuts.
Stack of pancakes. Sorry, he's a stack of pancakes. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pancakes stacked on top, and he's got butter melted on top. And it kind of runs down and between his eyes, looks like a nose.
Well, that's the maple syrup on this one. That's what that's supposed to be. That's running down.
Yeah, he's got butter on top. So yeah. So he's got syrup, but he's got this is another guy that has a variation. It's kind of a purpley looking syrup on top, and it's kind of like a blue. It's supposed to be blueberry syrup, is what it's supposed to be. Blueberry pancake syrup. So he either comes with the brown, tannish top, and then or a blue purpley top, which would be the blueberry. So you can find either variation of those. So the last figure in this group is a taco. So his name is Taco Terror. His nickname is Meathead. And where do you think Taco is from? Where Taco Terror is from? Anybody? You got to guess?
Austin.
You would think
Texas. He's got to be from Texas, right?
He's not from Texas. He's from New Mexico.
No, he's not even from New Mexico. He's from Tennessee. He is from Tortilla Flats, Tennessee. Now, I don't know where these guys from Mattel were when they made up these names or these file cards for these, but I don't see tacos from Tennessee.
If you're from Tennessee and Tennessee has good tacos, please let us know, because my experience with Mexican food or Tex-Mex, because I really like Tex-Mex, but any kind of Mexican food outside of the state of Texas has been horrible. So I'm sorry, Tennessee. You probably don't have good. Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't think of Texas for a taco. You would think
it
could be from
Tortilla
Flats, Texas.
Yeah. I don't know.
Which is probably in West. Let's be honest, that's in West Texas.
Right.
Probably so. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, we just fixed your stuff, Mattel.
So his strength, he's got terrible hot sauce breath. His weakness, he has a total bean brain, so he's not very smart, I guess. So his goal in life is to become one with his shell. His hobby is greasing the enemy, and quote is candy is dandy, but tacos are macho. So, so that's your figures.
Well,
now, one thing go ahead, John. What'd you say?
No, I just want to talk about this one. We're sitting here looking at it. If you're watching this on the YouTube channel, when I think if you're going to do a figure as a taco, wouldn't you do the taco sideways to hold everything in the taco shell?
Yeah, because it's up and down. Everything's gonna fall out at his
Right,
feet.
but then you look at the layers, and the layers are going bottom to top, and that's not the way you do a taco.
Are those his guts?
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I didn't even think
But
about the way you
he
said.
just-
I noticed he was standing upright instead of side to side,
Yeah,
but
I
I,
mean,
didn't
come
notice.
on.
I just noticed what you just said. Yeah, you got your cheese, your meat, your lettuce, and more cheese and tomatoes.
Something like that. It's
Those look
kinda
like French
weird.
fries on top of his head.
Yeah, they do.
I just say it. It's probably cheese. It just looks like French fries.
But
maybe it's
I mean,
sour cream.
I
or
would
something.
think
I don't
that
know.
you would have it
Oh,
this way, sideways,
Yeah.
the legs coming out of the bottom of the shell,
Like-
holding
like-
the
that
stuff
would,
up
that would
top.
make a
dog.
lot more sense.
Yeah,
Um,
you'd think it would be standing like the hot dog.
This is
Yeah,
how Chipotle
Mean
makes their
wiener.
burritos. They stack their ingredients like this so that you get all the meat in one bite, all the lettuce in a bite. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
So they roll the tortilla and then start dropping everything in.
basically, yeah, something like it seems like that sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know when the last time I went to Chipotle was, so I don't know.
I was there the other day, but I just get the bowl. So I get a bowl with a tortilla on the side. So because it's never in there even. You either get a bite of every time you get to.
That's what
Yeah,
I just said.
You're
Yeah.
missing half. You're missing half stuff when you get to the other end of it. So
Like
yeah,
Andrew
it's never,
said, you eat the layers as you go through it.
You eat the layers as you go through it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So, all right. So one thing that's really cool about these figures is the detail. You can see all the little details that they put into these figures. The
Well, I mean, this one has a weird green mustache on the side of his face, but
I think that was something that
that's just where it got rubbed. in. So,
I know. I'm
Yeah.
kidding. Yeah, they do have the weirdest one to me is the French fries. Like it just because I don't know. This one just doesn't really. This looks like a McDonald's.
Well, it
Toy
looks like
to
you
me.
have like regular small cut fries here, and then you got crinkle cut fries up top.
Yeah, you got
It's a
different
mix.
kind of his thin cut fries are like eyelashes, and then you have the big fat crinkle cut ones sticking
But
out.
does this not look like a McDonald's toy?
It does.
That one does, yes. That one really does.
The rest of them are really cool, and I really like these, and I remember these.
Yeah, but the detail and the sculpting in these figures are really good.
The
I
sesame
mean, you can
seeds.
see the sesame seeds across the top.
So this is a Whataburger, or not a Whataburger, but a
Burger King.
Burger King.
Yeah, he's a
Whopper.
Burger King burger. Yeah,
He's a
Sorry.
Whopper.
but
He's safe at my place. I wouldn't eat him.
but you
I
see
wish
the
I wish
all
the
the
donut
different-
had a full hole.
but then you wouldn't be able, it wouldn't be a mouth. It would just be a hole all the way through.
I
his
know
head.
it would be weird. I'm just saying. I wish it had a full hole because yeah. So
Well, he likes putting holes into everything else. So
He's
Yeah.
a Bavarian field one that doesn't have a hole, and his mouth opens.
yeah.
okay, so there's some. John, go back to that other picture with a bunch of them. There's some vehicles.
Yeah. There's 3 vehicles.
Okay.
And I actually had pictures up and I X'd them out on my screen. I just remembered why I had them up. So you have the combat carton, which is a egg carton that opens up like an egg carton. It folds open, and you can put your figures in there. It's big enough to hold all 5 because it's a Kitchen Commandos vehicle. So you can put all 5 of your vehicle, your guys in there. It's a 6-wheel vehicle, got 2 up front, 4 in the back, like an army vehicle. It's kind of a tan color with some green camo on it. It's got a little like a machine gun up front, and then in the back on top there's a turret with a looks like a army tank type thing on there, but it's a ketchup bottle. So, and then you have where your figure can sit on top of that. It's got a little peg on there where your figure can sit in there. And the you put it either comes with, I think it's pepperonis, and then it comes with a little spinner thing that looks like splattered ketchup. You stick it on there and you twist it, and then when you hit a button on the side, and it would shoot that out, and you can shoot your refrigerator rejects with it. Is what that's for. So you're either shooting little ketchup pieces or you're shooting pepperonis at them. So, but that's a pretty cool piece there. I like how it opens up. You can put all your figures inside. It'll hold all 5 inside of there. And, some of them are taller than others. So they have little cutouts in the front of it on top where when you put your figure in there and you close it down, the figure's head is actually above the roof of the vehicle. So, but that one's a pretty cool piece. The next one you have is the fry chopper.
Fry chopper.
This one doesn't have a picture.
It doesn't have a picture of the fry chopper.
Is that before the chopper?
I guess so. The fry chopper is like a fry, where you put your stuff in there and you dip it down into the fryer.
A frying pan.
Well, it's not really a pan.
It's
the basket, the fry basket, the frying basket. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of. So, and then on the bottom of it, the things that sit on the ground, those are hot dog weenies, and like the skis, whatever they're called. I know I can't ever remember that. I think we actually talked about that one day, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
So, but those are made out of hot dogs. And then the side of the fry basket have little bombs on them. And the bombs are actually cans. And one is a can of sweet corn, and the other one's a can of tomato soup. So they actually clip on there. And then when you're flying around, you hit the little button on the side and they fall down like a bomb, like you're bombing somebody with those cans. It also has the propeller that spins. When you hold on to the back of the chopper, you press a little trigger and the propeller actually spins with it. So I'm trying to think. I think that's all that really has on there.
You said the propellers are Are they spatulas?
They look kind of like spatulas a little bit.
I think they're spatulas from what I read.
Yeah. So. All right. So the next vehicle you have is actually the bad guys, because both those two are the combat carton and the fry chopper are both
those are good guys.
kitchen commandos. Yeah. The BBQ bomber is actually for the refrigerator rejects. Now this is like a little grill with like tank tracks on the bottom of it. And it has, you can use it as a battering ram or a catapult. So you have, it looks like a grill sitting on tank tracks, and your figure can sit on top and ride on it. And it has a little, like your little handle for the grill part. You take the spatula, it hangs on it sticks up on the back of it, and you can stick it in the front and then make a battering ram out of it. And then it also has on the back a skewer that has, I think it's a piece of chicken, a piece of beef, and it's got like a green bell pepper on it. Well, those pieces can pop off that skewer, and you put your spatula on the back, and it's made to where it bends. So it's got little pegs, and you put your food on the little peg, and you pull back the spatula and let it go, and it shoots it like a catapult. So, and then one other thing is you can lift the grill up and put your figure inside of it, and with the grill up front, it's like a safety thing where it keeps, where your guy can't get hit by anything. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And on each side it has little hot dogs on it. They sit in there. The only thing I think of what you could do.
They're the handles.
Yeah, they're like handles on the grill. Because it's more like a George Foreman type grill. It's not really a grill, but it's like a George Foreman type grill. But those hot dog weenies can come in and out. So I don't know what they actually do. But I seen one video where a guy just flicked it with his finger and they shot out like missiles. I guess you could do that. But they're all pretty cool pieces, all three of them. So that's the vehicles. And then real quick, we're going to talk about the refrigerator playset. Like it was never produced, but some of the features was it had a war room that was supposed to be in it. It had a jail. There was a lookout post kind of on top of it. So some of the other features, when triggered by enemy fire, the doors of the refrigerator actually fall off. The crisper door slams shut, throwing your figures out the back. It also fires frozen missiles. So I don't know. They're probably those purple ones. They look like little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the picture on there where they're shooting out. They're like popsicles, little bomb pops or something, I guess you want to call them. Then you have.
Wait. So let's say they're bomb pops because they kind of look like, but they're not bomb pops because if they are bombs, they should have colored them like bomb pops, but they're not colored like bomb pops. They're just purple.
They're purple like Grimace.
But they couldn't be that because then they would be characters, right?
Yeah, probably so. Yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
So they've got to be just bombs that are
Frozen.
What are they? They're weird looking. They definitely look like bomb pops that are not colored like bomb pops, but
they're great flavored bomb. Yeah, they're great flavored bomb pops. And then if you're looking at the picture as well, off to the other side, there's more cans. Like I said, the fry chopper had a can of sweet corn and a can of tomato soup that it would bomb. This has got some more cans in it.
It had three.
They're rolling juice can bombs is what it says.
Okay.
So there's plenty of room inside this thing for weapons storage, extra weapons if you got extra weapons. And there's a separate on the side. There's a separate ladder, and then a landing pad for the helicopter or for the fry chopper as well. So, but yeah, it's a pretty cool little piece if they ever made it. So, but I guess the line didn't catch on pretty good. So, these guys, I don't know how you guys think about them, but I think, if they kind of did, we've talked about other lines that are being remade now. I know we kind of mentioned that the last few series, last few episodes. This would be a cool one to see be released again by some kind of special, like Super 7 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They've got, John's bringing up a couple of, they do have some other sets that came out over the past 20 years or so that are kind of resemble Food Fighters, but they're not really Food Fighters, but they're kind of similar to them. I think we're looking at one that had little pieces of cakes, but but anyway, I think this would be a cool set to see. Cool line to see later or see soon come out redone and put out again.
Kind of
like an Ultimates line or something like that. Yeah.
They'd have sushi rolls and
I think they were a lot of fun just kind of, being around or whatever. I had one of them, at least one of them. And I think it was the hamburger, but I don't know. It didn't really mix in with my turtles that much, but it was, right. I do remember these and I don't know, they're kind of cool. I think they're a little bit different, especially going into like playing off the food fight and everything like that. So let's do this since we've talked about all of them. Let's go to our favorite segment, and let's rank these. Let's see where you guys put these, because I know where I'm putting mine, but let's see where you guys putting them. Michael?
Let me put these guys. Let me put them between. I'll put them number 5 in between Action Jackson and the world famous Super Monsters.
Okay. And John?
I'm gonna go 7. I'm gonna push Infaceables down.
You're gonna
Action
rub
Jackson
guts
and Guts. Yeah, keep those above them.
Okay, interesting. As I mentioned, I remember having these, or one of them, and remember them. But being a little bit younger, like this is kind of right in my forte of the Turtles release in '88. These are actually pushing Atari down, and these are going number 1 for me. They're fun. The vehicles look really cool. I don't remember the vehicles. Obviously, didn't have one, or don't remember having played with any of the vehicles, but they look cool. They sound a lot of fun, and I wish they would have made the whole big thing. But yeah, these are going number 1 for me.
Yeah, and these vehicles were practical with the figures. I know we talked about other lines in the past where the vehicles they had just didn't quite match. Like Guts, we talked about Guts. The vehicles didn't really go with the figures or anything like that.
Yeah,
so
just wasn't there. So
yeah, so it was a pretty cool line. Just think of what else if this line was grew to be a little bit bigger. You could think of a lot of other things, food items that they can make into more troops and stuff like that. Yeah,
there's a lot.
Yeah.
Anybody listening that's thinking that I'm pushing the Atari down, just remember I'm a little bit younger. I don't quite remember much of the Atari or played very much. By the time I got to that point of playing video games, like we had an NES.
I was gonna say Nintendo was. I remember some Atari. Nintendo's the big one.
Yeah, and I've like most of my Atari stuff that I remember is playing stuff like more recently and like retro stuff, not the actual Atari 2600. Excuse me. So that's why pushing it down does not mean that I don't enjoy or love the Atari. So let's make sure that's clear. You just need to make sure. What else? You guys? I mean, I like these. They're cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's a short line that could have been bigger if it actually got more.
Come on, Mattel,
publicity.
You can recreate these.
Yeah, I mean, it would be
the guys
cool
over.
To see.
The guys in the marketing department at Mattel are listeners of ours. They're big followers. So definitely, guys, go get these things, remake them. They're kind of cool. So
yeah, and like they have the Masters of the Universe tie-in as well. No, they're Mattel, but the artist did both the packaging for this and Motu before, and they've come out with Motu. Got Motu. Classic and Ultimates and stuff like that. This is a line that they could do the same thing. I think it'd be cool to see it again.
They could re-release these definitely
to see some more more versions of these, and I think it would be cool.
That's what we need to figure out. We need to find out these toy companies that have these licenses, and I believe Mattel, like what I saw, I believe Mattel still has this one. Sometimes they switch hands. But whoever has the license, we should find out how to contact them and be like, remake these. We'll sign a petition. We'll get a bunch of people to sign. You should make like something. Because I mean, obviously the retro stuff that's releasing now is big. Give it a little bit of an overhaul, update it a little bit, but give us those kind of toys. We love that. So we got to figure out how to do that. We got to be bigger and louder on the internet.
Okay. We'll do
anything possible when you're bigger and louder. Yeah. John, anything you want to add?
No, that covers a lot of it.
It does. It covers a lot. Well, I think that's it here. Be sure you go over to Cross the Streams Media to check out all of our partner podcasts, including like the STS guys, which is where Larry's from, which we would have normally found out from Larry if he had this, but I forgot to ask him. So we'll maybe play that next week when we have that, because next week's a big fun toy line. We'll make sure we have Larry interested in that one. 3 Beers and a Mic, Movie Gap, Dan Aykroyd podcast, the Front Row Negative, all of those great podcasts. Go check them out. Like I said, crossthestreamsmedia.com, or Find them at CTS Media on both social networks or whatever. While you're there, be sure you click on our little tile. It's a Toy Rewind. It's like the old, I think it's the old red logo, or the actual red one. And you can click it down at the bottom right-hand corner. Sorry, I have to think about which side's right and left sometimes. Click on the right-hand corner. There's a little microphone icon there, and you can leave us a voicemail. We'd like to play that. And that's exactly how Larry sends in his stuff. So you'd be just like Larry if you send us a message. And we all know everybody wants to be like Larry, so be sure you keep that up. Send us a message. Let us know what you think about any of the toy lines we've talked about or anything that you want to talk about. You could also send a message on Instagram or on Twitter, where we like to kind of hang out on occasion. So be sure to do that. We'd love to hear from you. And I think that's a wrap with like Food Fighters.
Yep. Not Foo Fighters, Food Fighters.
Not Foo Fighters. The Foo Fighters are still around. They're a great band. You should listen to them. Dave Grohl's a fan also of us, so I'm sure he's listening to this too. Yeah. Anything? Nothing else you guys want to add?
Nope. I'm good. I'm done with this.
All right.
Fought with enough food. It's time to clean up.
How many times at Brownsboro High School did you hear somebody scream "food fight" in the cafeteria?
I don't
I
remember.
don't remember.
I heard it a lot, and then nothing happened.
I don't think I don't remember that.
There was a few guys that always tried to get something started, but they never wanted to actually be the person to throw anything. But they would scream "food fight," and then nothing would happen.
Everybody looked at me like, okay.
Okay, well, like
Whatever.
Yeah. So, if you enjoyed a good food fight when you were in school, or if you're in school now and you want to start a food fight, that's how you do it. You scream "food fight," and then somebody else throws it because you don't want to get in trouble. Drop us a line. Let us know. Tell us your story. And with that, on behalf of the Brothers Newland at the Toy Rewind podcast, play on.
You've been listening to the Toy Rewind podcast. Follow and join in the conversations at toyrewindpodcast.com.